It's the wheelchair tag. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be answering questions from the wheelchair tag, which was created by Wheels No Heels. I was tagged by Stephanie's Amputee's Adventures. Why do you use a wheelchair? I use a wheelchair because I'm a double amputee above the knee. I use prosthetic legs, and I use my wheelchair for support as well. Are you a part-time or full-time wheelchair user? I'm a part-time wheelchair user. I use my wheelchair for long distances, when I'm going out, when I'm tired or if my stumps are hurting, and other reasons as well. What's the make and model of your chair? My wheelchair is Quickie Xenon 2. This is not an NHS wheelchair, and it's a folding wheelchair. The original backrest that came with this wheelchair was low quality and was digging into my back. It was falsely advertised to me. At the moment, I'm using a backrest from my old NHS wheelchair, which I had to swap over. Do you use an electric or manual wheelchair? I use a manual wheelchair. I like exercise, but it can be tiring sometimes if I'm going to a far place. What's your dream wheelchair? I'm not sure, but I like it to be lightweight, and I would like to have different wheels and push rims. And different brakes too. What cushion do you use and why? I use a HH Air Zone cushion, and this cushion is very comfortable for me. The cushion I used to have in my previous wheelchairs was uncomfortable, especially after sitting in it for long periods of time. Also, when it was raining, the cushion used to stick to my body and it would get all wet. The cushion I have now is great and doesn't stick to me when it's raining outside. What's your dream wheelchair accessory? I would like the Batek Mini or Smooth one. This would help me when I'm travelling far distances or I'm going up hills. And it looks cool. If you just have one chair. I have two wheelchairs. I have my current wheelchair, which is a private wheelchair. And I have my old wheelchair, which is from the NHS. And that was from the wheelchair services. What's your favourite or most useful skill you have learned? For me, it's a wheelie. Wheelies are useful when there's no dropped curb. Also, some platforms at train stations or tube stations have level boarding between the train and the platform. So I can do a wheelie to get on and off the train if the gap is small. That's great. But I can't do a wheelie very high. What's the best thing about being in a wheelchair? My wheelchair gives me freedom to go to different places. And going down hills in a wheelchair is fun. It's also made me more resilient. The other great thing is that I can put bags or my backpack at the back of my wheelchair when I need to. But the bags can't be too heavy or else my wheelchair will tip over. This happened to me before when I had a lot of shopping. What's the worst thing about being in a wheelchair? One of the worst things is inaccessibility. When I'm going to a new place, I always check beforehand if it's accessible, especially if I'm going to a train or tube station that I haven't been to before. The other worst thing is ableism. Some people have negative attitudes towards wheelchair users and disabled people generally, which is wrong. Some people have treated me differently because I'm in a wheelchair and haven't been considerate to me. What's the weirdest/stupidest question you've been asked being a wheelchair user? Some individuals have asked me if they can pray for me. I've had people ask me what happened to you. I've had someone tell me that I'm so brave just for going out by myself in my wheelchair. These things are ridiculous, and people who aren't disabled need to realise that disabled people are just like everyone else. There's nothing wrong with being disabled. What advice would you give someone choosing a new wheelchair? I would advise the person to do lots of research and be aware of the different options available before you buy a wheelchair.
I would say watch Wheels No Heels on YouTube because she's got loads of helpful videos to help you decide what wheelchair is best for you.
Also, try a chair before you buy it. Even though the trial wheelchair may not be your correct dimensions, it will still give you an idea if it's something that will be suitable for you. It's important to remember that everyone's different, so what works for one wheelchair user may not work for you. The last part is to tag some YouTubers. I tag Footless Joe and Winston from the Clements. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like the video, comment down below if you're a wheelchair user and you have any thoughts about your wheelchair, and subscribe to my channel if you're new. I'll see you next time. Bye!